Have you been ripped off, conned or just shortchanged? We're here to fight for your rights. At the end of their tether.
Spotting the latest scams and making sure you make the most of your money.
And at my age, I'm having to effectively sell the house and the equity will pay off the majority of my debt, and I start from nothing.
Exposing the rogues and confronting the con men. We're here to help you fight back.
Now, you might have seen people smoking things like these, e-cigarettes. There's been lots of debate about their health benefits, but not so much has been said about the risk of them exploding. Lucy's been finding out more.
Electronic cigarettes. More than 1 million people are using them and the market is booming. But they're controversial and some pubs and restaurants have banned them. As for the long-term impact on health, well, the jury's still out. But that's not what's troubling Kieran Francis and his family in Neath. A month ago, a friend came round and asked to charge her e-cigarette in his kitchen.
About 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes later, there was a massive bang, like a firework going off. First thing, we turned the electric off by the mains, to obviously, just in case it was an electrical fault. And then scarpered into the kitchen and realised then that there was the e-cigarette that did actually blow up. Basically, shot straight across the room, caused a little bit of damage to the windowsill. It's melted parts of the floor.
Have you thought about what could have happened if you weren't here?
If we were out, obviously the house would have gone up in flames. But more importantly, if we were here and on in bed, then obviously it could have cost our lives.
A Florida man is recovering from severe injuries to his mouth and face after an electronic cigarette exploded in his mouth.
Cases of exploding cigarettes have been reported around the world.
I was charging one of my electronic cigarette batteries via the USB cable, and check out what happened. Look, the damn thing exploded.
They're a problem across Britain too. They caused a blaze at this Derbyshire nursing home, which left one woman dead. And X-Ray has learnt of at least 6 other cases dealt with by firefighters in Wales in the past 2 years. And that could just be the tip of the iceberg if more people aren't reporting incidents.
In my left hand, we've got remains of the rechargeable battery, the lithium-ion battery, and the other part then we've got the actual cigarette.
So how are these fires starting then?
The users charge their e-cigarettes too long. Unlike other rechargeable batteries, like in mobile phones, for example, they haven't got a fitted with a default setting which switches off the charger to prevent the battery from overcharging. There's also people using different components to charge different e-cigarettes. So that's a cause in itself because they set the different ratings.
What do you think needs to be done to find out more about what's causing this?
It's obvious that more testing needs to be carried out. Maybe more regulation needs to be brought in.
Trading Standards are investigating the problem, and this lab in Blackwood is among the first to conduct tests. Overseeing this test is Senior Safety Engineer Lee Picton.
Hi, Lee.
Hi.
So, what's going on here?
Basically, we are measuring the surface temperatures of these e-cigarettes using these temperature sensors, and we'll be monitoring the temperatures using this graph. And what we'll be looking for is any sharp rises in temperature, and that could indicate that something is going wrong with the batteries.
As the test progresses, one of the e-cigarette chargers appears to be heating up more than the others.
What does it show you? I mean, straight away looking at that graph, I can see a spike there.
Basically, this spike here, this was basically the temperature of this particular charger. The battery was initially empty, so it was an initial surge of power.
But the fact that it eased off, you're satisfied that these devices are safe?
Yeah, in this instance, because the temperature started to decrease, it's considered safe. If the voltage did not drop off, as you can see here, then what can happen is The temperatures can increase and increase and increase until the battery potentially could rupture.
With more testing, it's hoped that e-cigarettes can be made safer. But until then, users need to take care.
It's important we get the message out to say, OK, buy them from reputable sources, make sure you don't mix and match, and don't overcharge them, don't leave them unattended when they charge them.